Hey, what is up, guys? Hope you guys are having a good Memorial weekend and having fun with everyone and your family and friends and staying safe. Week 63 here, guys. No second list this week because we have to get out of our positions last week, right? So we all know how that went. Slow holidays. An email I sent out talks about the other holidays in our terms of service. We talk about that we don't trade on 4th of July, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. They're super slow weeks, so we don't even bother during those weeks. But maybe we need to start looking at Memorial Day a lot closer. I know last year was pretty good, but with that said, let's get started. Meet, M-E-E-T, another good stock. It really doesn't fit in our criteria of biotech. Meet Group, I believe it's like a dating platform or something, but it's a good play, so it's on our list, so that's why we watch it. So it always has a lot of good action. RSI is all right. CCI is good, usually staying around the green, kind of floating there around that 100 line, which is really good. Seemed like it's kind of more had a median in this top section here in the last week between 321, 334. Now that's why we have a buy about 328. Full stochastics, people have bought it up, and there's room to grow. CMF, like we always talk about, we talk about a lot of the same things because that's where our conviction is. Our conviction is how much we believe in our strategy. So we're highly convicted of the CMF and how much we like it. We see the increase last week in it, so that tells us a lot. And for the Williams to be green like that, that tells us a lot as well. So looking at meat at the trend spider, top one here is the daily over the weekly. So we can zoom in here and see this trend line about 321, 322, 323. So it's sitting right above it. As long as it doesn't break below that, we're looking all right. So we have it closed like 334 last week. Now we have a 328 buy right above that trend line. And we go down here to the hourly over the daily, and it's, you have the bottom at 324, the dashed line, and then the top line at 335. So if it rides that up all week, 339, 340, with the Williams percent technical and how much room it has to grow in the CMF, we're looking for it to break that. ONCS, really good RSI and CCI, again, gaining a lot of momentum. Friday, had a big run up during the week. You guys saw last week, the slow week. Things that kind of went down. Big run up on Friday, which is people saw value in it. Stochastics here has turned up, which is a really good sign, and the ADX is going over. Again, room to accumulate, CMF, and everything's looking really strong, really steep lines. I really like the slope of lines. When a lot of them are like that, that's a good sign for us. So going over to this trend spider. Come on. So it usually takes a minute. So on the daily versus the weekly, it's kind of dying down in here into this wedge here, forcing it to either break up or break down, but it keeps riding this dash trend line here, guys, and I'm looking for it to break out. And down here on the hourly, it still has this trend up here about 170. So if we get a good buy around 165, maybe a little less, even a 170 is a good sell and get you 5%. But if it does break through, we're looking at 190, 175 over here. So a lot of room to go on this one. VKTX, another one, peaked our interest, RSI and CCI. Kind of right at its resistance on where it broke out on Friday. A lot of room to accumulate, and the MACD is looking really solid. Same with the Chaikin money flow, and the Williams percent are moving up with a good slope on it, guys. So let's go to the VTX. Viking Thera. It's riding here in this upper trend. Getting a big day on Friday. Top trend line here on the daily versus the weekly at 607. With our buy around 540. So that's a good 10%. You can see down here on the hourly versus the daily, it broke above that 528 mark, and now it's going to hit this 550 and up to 570. So these are the ones we watch for it to break, and as long as it breaks those, we should keep seeing the price action, keep seeing the MACD, keep seeing the ADX turn up here, and keep being accumulated and driving the prices up. I hope these videos are helpful, guys, because we go over the same things. More so some stuff we talk about patterns. So a lot of them we talk about are technical indicators, because that's what we believe in, and that's what makes us successful. So here's Zynga, another really good one. We had this a couple weeks back. I believe we did make money on this one. I'm just going back here real quick. Had a nice run up again, another Friday, grabbed a lot. Now this black line here really going up is going to be pulling this green line on the ADX. The black line going above where it crossed over last week. That's a really good sign that it has a lot of momentum going for it. I'm trying to look up Zynga here. Yeah, Zynga. The other week, 2 weeks ago, right? We got a 375 and sold at 393. A nice 5% on that one. I think actually some of you made a little more of those who I chatted with on that one. Again, the CMF. It's nice to see on the CMF. You see a lot of green. Way back here in the beginning of 2008, to the left, huge mountain of money coming in, and that correlated with the solid price action. So let's go back to the trend spider. And again, if you look here on the top of the trend spider, conviction high. So the person who created this program, he's out of Chicago. Me and him have chatted. Kind of our ideas think alike, so on how we look at things. So his algorithm that he coded to build this kind of matches my idea on how we look at stocks as well. So that's that's why I really like the program. It really aligns with the way I trade, and we all trade, right? So let's see this trend line here on the daily versus weekly. The pink line broke above it last week, and on Friday broke above it again. So it has room to go. And on the daily versus the weekly, or the 60-minute, the hourly chart versus the daily, this dash line here, the weekly, it broke above it as well. So the Zynga, with a 415 buy around there, as long as it doesn't break down below about 415 to 413, then it'll be a positive sign for it to continue right up. DRRX. Again, really good on the CCI and RSI. Again, guys, those are just momentum oscillators to show us that it is trending. It is people are looking at it. People are watching it. Again, a big move on Friday, which is really good for this stock. The MACD growing. Volume on this one 1.8 million, which is really good. More volatility. The ADX line is turned up. There's still a little bit of room to accumulate. And the Williams is really turning up there on the end. A lot of volume on Friday, as you can see down here in the bottom, where on the bottom right hand corner of the chart. So it only had about 500,000 throughout the week, and then Friday jumped up. So that means people are seeing value in it, and it's going to be building momentum. So a lot of these guys, if you do have Twitter, you can always do the dollar sign and then the stock ticker and see what people are saying on Twitter. A lot of that, a lot of people are posting stuff either for their platform or that's one they're watching, but you can also get news and data out of it. Don't really look at that, but I do like to see some other people technical analysis of the stocks. So if you have Twitter, take a look at it like that. It is valuable at times. The big thing with Zynga right now, they're thinking it's going to break out huge. More on the fundamental side of trading, it's going to be breaking out because they thinking it's going to partner up with someone. That's not really our thing, but it has a lot of potential in this one, and it's showing it by the technicals. So, the people that are fundamentally trading this, either for some kind of partnership or whatever it might be, still measures the momentum and how popular the stock is. So that's why we see it. We want to get in and get out. Maybe those people who got a long time ago, they're going to do well, but they've been sitting on it for a long time compared to us. We're in and we're out and we take our money. And as you see, we played this one a couple weeks ago, and I'm sure we played it before, but it's okay to go in and out of stocks every other week or every few weeks or every other month. We just ride the momentum, and that's how we make our money. And there's nothing wrong with that. We just have the technical eye to check it out. So DRRX, we're trying to jump around there for a minute, but this one again, momentum wise, good. I was gonna pull that up in the Transpire. That's how we got back to Zynga, huh? I apologize for that. Again, guys, this video is just raw, unedited. Because I want to kind of go through my thought process and what I'm thinking here, rather than making it more scripted and boring. So DRRX is, see this top chart here, this gold line is pushing it up. That's an ascending triangle. So it's gonna keep driving it up. If it ever breaks that, we'll take a look at that, and that's where we'll decide to get out. And you notice, if you've been with us for a while, we don't really exit out many of our stocks. We are pretty confident, a lot of them, unless something happens that we need to break out and we need to exit. That's just been our strategy. We do have a bigger account, so it is easier for us to risk a little more. So those of you who have a smaller account, you might not want to risk as much, right? But also, we'll be coming out with a small account strategy here soon. I'm still defining all the parameters for you guys, so we will see that here shortly. I want to provide value to those who are starting off, so you can then be more confident in the trade you're making. So 190 buy for DRRX, which is a little bit below on what it ended out Friday, and 197. Kind of spiked to 210. Go back to here. On the daily versus weekly, just riding this channel, keep pushing up slowly with that trend line up here about 217, 218. But again, if you get a nice 190 buy, you're only looking for really to $1.99 or $2. So if you can get it up at 205, 210 and sell it, that'd be good for you. Down here on the hourly versus the daily. So down here is this trend line, 190. That's where we're looking to bounce. That's why I said 190. So even if you see the great action in the morning, have you seen every Mondays or opening of the week? There's a lot of action, and it'll settle down either by 10:30 or towards the end of the day, or even Tuesday morning. So when you look at it, bounce off this line here, come back up to the gold line, which is about 210, 212. So that's where we want to trade it in that channel, guys. Make our money. Last one, MVIS. Again, above the 50 on the RSI, CCI turning back up to go over the 100. Dipped down last week, of course, slow week, people sold off. But, the stock was valuable because you can see earlier on it was just riding the top Bollinger Band, going up. End of the day at 165 on Friday. And, we have a 160 buy. Seeing a little dip, hopefully in the morning. But again, if there's any pre-action, we will definitely alert you guys. And you can see end of the week kind of killed the ADX line, but that's okay. There's a lot of room to accumulate. It's pretty much right there at the bottom. Chaikin money flow has grown or has increased. People have bought it up. Again, that's kind of, rode up that top Bollinger Band. Last week, slow week again, people just sold it off. No negative news out on this or anything. It was just the market itself being the market, right? So just remember, the market does not owe you anything. It is a blood-sucking animal. And we need to prepare ourselves and be strategic about our trades and our moves, right? So, and that's how we defeat it. Again, a 162 or 160 target price to buy. Zoom in here further. Has this trend line here about 167. It hit the trend line last week. Even though I had a good Friday, maybe it'll hit it and bounce down to 160, and then ride back up. So here we have the bottom trend line down here at the bottom chart, 146, 145. If for some reason it's going down off that, it should not, because the 50-day moving average, this dotted pink line here at the bottom, that's kind of more of a resistance as well. If it breaks that, that is definitely not a good sign, but I don't foresee it breaking that, because in the past it looks like it's always bounced off it, at least on the hourly chart. But if it breaks here, this 167, it'll go back up to 170, and then again, if it really is going to be breaking out here, you know, you have 230 as the high. Let's go back to this chart. Again, it's riding up. You can see the past resistance beginning 2018, right about 180. So even at 160 to 180, you know, that's more than 10%. Or even if you get at 165 to 180, you know, what is that? About 9-10% right there. So, you know, again, technical traders, we're in, we're out, guys. That's it for this week. Let's have a great trading week. It's going to be short and sweet, 4 days, so be prepared for that. Let's get out of everything we had and get back into other things. Watch the text alerts, make smart trades, and we'll see you next week, or during this trading week. We'll see you in the chat room on Telegram, guys. See ya.